Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are back for another Pokemon plushie tutorial. Today we are, of course, doing Ditto. So why are we doing Ditto? That is a really good question. Now, I push this tutorial forwards because Pokemon Go recently just released Ditto. Now, it took them like 6 months, it took Niantic 6 months to actually find a way to add him into the game, but they finally did it. So today we are, of course, doing Ditto, and this was designed a bit by myself, Diamond, and also Nebula. So it was like a project between us. Originally Nebula made the base design, and then I adapted it, and then Diamond helped me, gave me feedback, and all that cool stuff. So gonna give credit where credit is due. Leave their information down in the description, go check them out. With that said, this is gonna be a real pain to do, because Ditto isn't your traditional character. He's like a blob of goo almost. I don't think he's actually goo, but he just looks like it. So anyways, you get my idea, you get my drift. He's difficult and he's a weird shape. So the way we're going to do this is slightly different to normal. Normal, we build up front, sides, then back, then we go onto the head, arms, legs, you name it. So part by part. This one, we're going to go layer by layer. So I believe in total there's 12 layers. I'm going to show you each one by one, and then we'll eventually get to the top and we'll have your very own Ditto. So that will be the plan of action. Whether it goes that well, who will know? If you're seeing this video, I presume it did go well. So fingers crossed. Anyways, the materials you're going to need to build this are the following: magenta clay, purple clay, snow, nether brick stair, black wool, and wither skeleton skulls. And if you're on PC, spawn in some black skulls. I know on PC, if you have the right mods or plugins, you can just get plain coloured skulls, and it won't have all the texture as you can see on the face. So that's what you can see in the thumbnail, is the modded skulls. If you can get that, feel free, it looks better. But as a, compromise, that's the word I was looking for, we can use wither skeleton skulls. Now also, I'm going to grab myself some nether brick slabs. That will be also a block you may need. Again, that's optional, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. But with that said, let's get straight into building. So as I said, we're going to go up layer by layer. We're going to start off with the first layer. So what we're going to do is find a nice empty space, and we're going to get our purple clay. Now, we're going to be doing a mixture of purple magenta clay, mixing it in to make Ditto, and I'll explain again in a second why that is the case. Okie dokie, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the front by placing 4 purple clay. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now bear in mind, I'm going to be doing it from an aerial point of view, so try and track it as best as possible. So from here, we're going to go up diagonal to the left, place 1, and then go up diagonal to the left again. So as you can see, it should currently look like this. From this block here, we're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go to the right once and twice. So currently, again, looks like this. I'll pause every so often just so you can pause if you need to do so. But again, just take it at your own pace and do it how you find is best. Okay, so what we're then going to do is go up 1. We're then going to go up diagonal to the right and to the right twice. From here, we're going to go down diagonal, and that will bring you to this point. From this block here, you're going to go down 1. Down diagonal to right, and down 1, 2, and 3. Link it together by going to the left one, and you'll have a shape that looks like this. Now, theoretically, you could just fill the middle in using nothing but magenta. If you're building it on a solid floor, feel free to do that. If you're building it on a glass floor or something like that where you can see the underneath, feel free to add a little bit of detail. It doesn't really matter where, you can just add purple everywhere and change it up a bit just so it looks a tad different and not too plain. But that's just a basic design. You could change it a bit, whatever you want to do. Again, if you're building on a solid floor like I am, it doesn't really matter too much because you won't be able to see it anyway. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple and keep it as just a purple outline and a magenta middle. So that is the first layer, essentially. If you want to pause, feel free to do so. And again, I'm going to go up layer by layer. But before I do that, as I said, I will explain. The purple is going to be the base because on Ditto there is shading. There's white patches where the light's reflecting. There's purple where it's slightly darker, shadows, and then the magenta as the main base color. So that's the brief explanation of that. Of course, there's a lot more reasons behind it. Just make it look more interesting and stuff like that. But that is half the reasons. Okie dokie, so moving on to layer number 2, what we're going to do is come to the original 4 blocks we place here and go up diagonal to the left. From this block here, we're going to go up 1, of course, using our purple. So this is layer number 2, this is the starting point. From here, we're going to go up one. We're then going to go up diagonal to left using snow. So as I said, snow's using as like light reflections almost. We're then going to go up one using purple. Up diagonal to right using purple again, and to the right one. So this is the first step of layer number 2. From this block here, we're then going to go up diagonal, so above this magenta, and we're going to place 1, and go to right twice, down, to right, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the shape again, at this point. We're then going to link it together by placing 4 in the middle here, and that will link all the way around and give you layer number 2. From the front, it should look like this. Again, it's a really random shape, but that's why we're going up layer by layer, to give you guys every opportunity to, I guess, pause and understand it as best as possible. Because if I did it like side by side, it would be very, very confusing. Okay, so that is layer number 2. Now, one thing you can bear in mind is, if you want to leave the middle hollow, I'd recommend it. It saves materials and time. Feel free. Again, if you want to fill it in, also feel free. It's up to you. I'm going to leave it hollow because time is money, and we want to keep it nice and short, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, what we're going to do for layer number 3, again, we're going to come to the bottom left corner of layer number 2, which is this block right here. We're going to leave this block. To right of it, we're going to place 1 purple. We're then going to place 1 more purple, 1 magenta, and 1 snow. So layer number 3 starts off with this 4 blocks, as you can see right here. Now, from this first block we place, we're going to go up diagonal to left. So above this purple, we're going to place 1 snow. And then above the snow, we're going to place 1 purple. And then forwards 1, again using 1 purple. We're then basically going to follow the outline perimeter. So on top of this purple here, we place 1 snow. To right of that, 1 purple. We go up diagonal to here, 2 purple. We're going to leave this one and go down diagonal, 1 purple. Leave this one, down diagonal, 3 purple. And it will link together and give you a shape that looks like this. Now, I appreciate, again, it is slightly difficult to see. So in fact, I will just go ahead and fill in the middle, just so you can like kind of ignore the layer below. So there you go, that is layer number 3. And again, take your time, pause, and do what you feel is the best way for you. Okie dokie, so moving on to layer number 4, we're going to start off again at the bottom left corner. So of course there's a gap right here. Then we have this 1 purple block here. On top of said purple block, we're going to place a magenta. To right of that, we're going to place 1 purple and 2 magenta. So of course, we're starting to phase more into magenta now rather than purple, because the shadow is going to be at the bottom, and then as we work our way up the body and into, I guess, the head, the shadow becomes less, and it's more the main color, which is of course going to be our magenta clay. Anyways, continuing now, from the bottom left corner, the original block, we're going to go up diagonal twice to the left. So above this snow, we're going to place 1 magenta, and then above this purple, we're going to place 1 more purple. What we're then going to do, rather than going up, we're going to go up diagonal to the right. So here, we're going to place a block of snow. So just build up 2 using snow. You can punch out the one below if you want to. It doesn't really matter. What we're then going to do is go forwards 1 using purple, and to the right twice. So again, just a progress report of the 4th layer. This is halfway, I guess the halfway point. We're then, from here, going to go up diagonal to right, down diagonal to right, and down diagonal to right again using snow this time. And for the final 2 blocks, we're going to bring it down 2 blocks of purple. So again, I'll just fill in the middle area just so you don't get too confused with the layers below. I know it is a bit of like a mess on the screen. You can see the other layers and it can be a tad confusing, but hopefully that'll make it a tad easier. Okie dokie, so moving on to layer number 5 now. So this is the layer where we start factoring in the arms. So just like the other layers, we're going to start on this block here at the front left corner. We're going to start off by placing 3 magenta and 1 purple. On the left side, we're going to go up diagonal 1, so using purple. Behind this, so we're going to extend it forwards, 1 magenta, 1 purple. So it's 3 blocks in total. We're then going to loop round on the rear side by going diagonal to this block here by placing 1 magenta, 2 purple, and 1 block of snow. Again, I'll just back up so you can see what it looks like so far. And of course, on top of these blocks here, and on top of the snow, we're going to place 1 magenta, purple, and magenta. So that is the layer so far. Of course, I'll go ahead and fill this in, just so you can see it a bit clearer. That is the layer, the 5th layer. However, we're going to add the arms. And the way we're going to add the arms is we're going to come to the front left corner, to this magenta block here, and we head over to the purple. From this purple, we're going to go to left not once, but twice. And then we're going to bring it forwards 2 blocks. So 2 blocks like this, and that is now a 3x2. We go to the top left corner and punch it out, and it's now a 2x2 connected by 1 block. So that is the left arm. And for the right arm, it's basically the exact same. So we come over to the right side to this magenta block here. We're going to go 2 to the right and then 2 blocks forwards on each one. That gives you a 3x2, and then you punch out the top right corner, and that is what it looks like. So that is the left arm and the right arm, and that is the, I guess, the 5th layer. I can't remember, I've lost count now, apologies. But it's all a mess. Anyways, continuing now for the next layer, just like the other layers, we're going to start off on this point here by placing a row of 4 magenta. From here, we're going to go up diagonal to the left again, so above this purple, we're going to place a row of 3 magenta. We're then going to go up diagonal to right to this block here, we're going to place 1 purple, 2 magenta. Slight variation here, we're going to go diagonal, so not on top of the snow, the block in front, and place a magenta. To right of this, we place 1 purple, and then forwards 2 using magenta. Again, just for, I guess, making it easier to look at, this is what the middle looks like once you filled it in. And in regards to each arm, not above this block here, so we're going to leave the back block empty, the block that connects the arms to the body. We're going to focus on the 2x2 at the front. So what we're going to do, on the left side, in the back left corner, we place magenta, to right of that magenta, and forwards using magenta. In the front left corner, we're going to place 1 snow, again that's going to act as a reflection block. On the right side, same logic applies. Back left, magenta, forwards magenta, back right magenta, and front right magenta, snow, and that is going to be our reflection block. And as you can see, it's mirrored left side and right side, slightly different. So same logic, slightly different, and of course the block at the back doesn't go up 1 because that's just a connector block to the main body. Anyways, as you can see, that is layer number 6, and we are making really, really nice progress. Okie dokie. So moving on to layer number 7, we're going to start off at the front left corner again, this time slightly different. What we're going to do is we're going to go up 1 using magenta, and 1 block to the left using purple. On the right side, we go 1, 2, 3 to the right using magenta, and then 1 block of purple. So we're extending it 1 to the left and 1 to the right, and it will look something like this. In regards to the sides and rear, from this purple here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 backwards. We're then going to go to the right 1. Then we're going to go up diagonal to this block here, to right twice. Again, just showing you at this point. And then we're going to loop around. So we go diagonal, so on top of this purple, we place a magenta, bring it 2 backwards, and it will link back and look like this. Again, once you filled this in, it will look like that. And that is your 7th layer, I believe. Again, I'm a bit off with the counting, but there's a lot to take in, I guess you could say. Okie dokie, so this is what it looks like so far. Again, I'll just do a little spin around just in case you want to pause. Again, you can kind of see how it builds up and is making a really random shape. And yeah, I guess that's a good thing. It makes it look really organic and nice. And at this point, it really does remind me of Grimer or Muck. So if you wanted to adapt it into that, that would also be a really cool thing to do. Anyways, apologies, by the way, if my voice is seeming a bit croaky. It does appear to be like dying on me a tiny bit. Anyways, we shall continue. We'll fight for it. So we're going to come back to the front side, come to the front left corner, which is this purple block here. We're going to place a row of 6 magenta. So this is the first row. On the left, we're basically going to do another layer of what we just done. So we just follow around the previous layer. So on the left side, we go forwards 3, and to right, we then go up diagonal to right twice, down diagonal and forwards twice. And again, it's the exact same as the previous layer, but instead of having purple at the front, it's just solid magenta. So again, exact same as previous, just with solid magenta, no purple. Okie dokie, so for the next layer, just like the other layers, we're going to start off by placing a row of 6 magenta at the front. On the left side, we're going to go forwards 2 using magenta, 1 purple. We're then going to go up diagonal, so this block here. So what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 magenta right there. It'll be hovering, there'll be a gap. We're then going to go to the right once using magenta, 1 purple, 1 magenta. Then we go diagonal and we place 3 magenta, and it links back around to the front side, as you can see. And again, that is another layer complete. We're like really firing through these layers at this point. Very, very simple, very, very easy. Okie dokie, so the next layer, I think there's only like 2 or 3 left, so approaching the end rapidly. We're going to start off in the front left corner again. This time we're going to leave 1 block. We're going to place 4 magenta, so this is the starting row, 4 magenta. We're then going to go diagonal to left, place 1 purple, 2 magenta. Diagonal to right, place 4 magenta. Bring it forwards 1. And we're going to leave this block and place 2 magenta there. And there'll be a block gap here, so it just connects diagonally. And that is the next layer. And again, I believe that is the third to last layer. So the next one will be the second to last layer. Okay, so moving on to this layer, we're going to start off at the front side again. We're going to leave a 1 block gap here. We place 1 purple, 2 magenta, and 1 purple. And this one is very, very easy. So what we're going to do is come around to the rear side, because this is the second to last layer, we're going to be capping things off. So what we're going to do is behind this purple, we're going to bring it back 1, 2, 3, using magenta. And behind this purple, exact same, 1, 2, and 3. Now behind the 2 magenta in the middle, we're going to go back 1 more. So we go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same with this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it will link up with the rear side and look like this. Now in regards to the sides, what we're going to do, go back around to the front side. In line with the purple, we're going to count 1, 2. And on the second block, right in the middle here, in the center block of this strip here, we're going to go up 1 and same on the other side. So we go up 1. As you can see, it's mirrored, and that is what the second to last layer looks like. And again, if you want to pause, feel free. Now in regards to the last layer, of course Ditto's head is a bit curved in the middle at the top, so this is kind of what this is representing. So what we do is we come to the front left corner for purple, we're going to go forwards 1 and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and on the right side exact same, 1, 2, and 3. It's 3 blocks on each side, and that is the final layer, and once you've done that, it looks something like this. It kind of represents the dip in the middle, and gives it a bit more shape. Now, I do appreciate this tutorial was very, very difficult. We haven't quite finished in the sense that we need to add his face, but at this point you should have the basic body looking something like this. Now, of course, I'll do a little cinematic spin around just so you can see, and hopefully you guys like it. Again, a lot of work went into this. Ditto was a real pain because, of course, when you're building plushies, it's really easy to do like a character, an animal, a person. But Ditto, he's a blob. Like, it's as simple as that. So it was really difficult, but I think it came out really well. And I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. If you don't think it's great, also let me know. It's always good to hear criticism. As long as it's constructive, that's always a positive. Okie dokie. So, for the face, come to the front side, of course. That would make the most sense. We're going to come to this area here, because this is kind of like the face area. This is kind of like the body area. So we come to the purple clay, we're going to go up 1 and to right 1. So second block on the row above the purple clay. Here, we're going to place Never Brick Stair. So we leave a 1 block gap, place a Never Brick Stair. We're then going to, on the right side, do the exact same. So 1 block gap, Never Brick Stair. So on the left side, the stair is facing towards the right. On the right side, it's facing towards the left. There'll be a 2 block gap in the middle. Simply place 2 Never Brick slabs on the lower half. Now you have a really goofy smile. Now in regards to the eyes, what we're going to do is directly above the Never Brick Stairs on each side, we're going to place a skull. Now, again, on Xbox, it looks a bit naff. It doesn't look naff. That's a bit harsh, probably. It looks a bit meh compared to PC, because, of course, there's the Wither Skull faces on the front. An alternative way to get around that, I guess you could do it on the side. Apparently, you can't, because they updated that. What you could potentially do, this is another way, is just place a block in front, place it on the block, and have it hovering. From the front, it looks better. From the side, not so much, because his eyeball is now hovering. But again, if you're just looking at it from a front point of view, it's great. So I'm going to do that just to pretend that's not a problem. And that's kind of what it looks like on PC. Of course, there's not the texture on it. It looks great. Now, an alternative thing you could do, if you don't want to use the skulls, is just instead place a block of black wool, and it looks like that. His eyes look a bit more blobby, but again, it's just an interesting way of, I guess, fixing the skull issue if you're on a platform that doesn't have custom skulls. Personally, I think it's kind of cool just having them look like this, the back texture of a Wither Skull. But with that said, that is your Ditto plushie complete. Again, I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like on the video, subscribing down below for more tutorials, and checking out the Pokemon series we got going on the channel with the playlist in the card system. So with that said, again, really do hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Tom and Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe
Won't you let the light shine through?